Hey yo, what's going on, all my gamers, all my reaction gamers? Recording this right after the next one, so I'm still sick. Male VTuber calls for more hatred towards men, gets exposed as a what? Question mark? As a performative hypocrite. Chat. There's nothing worse that you could be as a male VTuber than performative, right? Like if you're a performer, that's something different. But performative, like brother, what are you doing? I don't understand. I've never. Like, you guys know me, Chad. I've never, and when people say things like men have to prove themselves, I'm not going to prove myself, bro. I got too much. Chad, I got the streets to run. I don't have time for that. The streets need me. Anyways, let's watch this video by
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here. So it must be a day that ends in
Rev
Y
says
because we have
Desu.
another performative virtue signaling stunt.
Man, it kind of sucks, too, because Yoshi is his mom. And I've met Yoshi. Yoshi is really, really cool. Shout out to Yoshi, by the way. She's such a cool artist. She's such a cool. She's really well dressed. She has she had a whole ass black dress on. It was really sick.
From a
that's
VTuber
inappropriate.
who's desperate for attention. Today we're talking about this account, Kirio, who's the indie account of the former Niji Sanji talent. Heck,
that's all I needed to hear. You know what? That's all I needed to hear. That was it. Chat, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. No, okay. That was all I needed to hear.
Hex Haywire, if you know that name.
Who?
This account, former Niji Sanji talent, Hex Haywire, if you know that name.
Hex Haywire. That sounds familiar. I don't know. I just saw Niji Sanji and I kind of tuned it out.
This account is filled with nothing but
Kirio?
virtue signaling.
Right.
Pretty much, they moved on from Niji Sanji, went back to their personal account, and just said, hey, I'm going to do nothing but virtue signaling. And honestly, the account is very parasocial as well.
Oh, so they pretty much just kept doing whatever they did at Niji Sanji. That's, hey, you know what? Hey, they kind of trained you to do it. You might as well do it, right?
It's not just like, oh, we're trying to have a close community here. It's filled with nothing but thirst trapping, love bombing of fans, as well as him randomly saying super concerning stuff about
Chad, I love you. Love me back.
his mental health or his well-being that riles up those very parasocial people into a frenzy.
Chad, if you're parasocial, I'm fine. I'm just a little sick. You can hear it in my voice. I'm okay.
But today we're looking at the latest performative stunt, one that has been absolutely
Chad, can we get 5 gifted for me being sick?
backfiring because of his hypocrisy and,
Sorry,
quite
we're
frankly,
2 minutes in and we're not even in the
just
video.
the pathetic nature of being a self-hating man. So he said this: "We're not hating men enough."
Oh my god, bro. I really wish that one word would come back because I would call him that. Well, probably not. That would be insanely offensive, but I would do it. Chat, I'm getting the urge to call him something insanely offensive. I'll just say it like that. I'm not going to do it, and I don't use it outside of, I don't use it at all. But I'm getting that urge. I'm just saying it like that.
Even George Floyd, Kirio? Yeah, that is a sort of meme that people have always done to posts similar to this. The one example I'm thinking of right now, someone said that in response, and the original poster said, "Ugh, you're disgusting, you're blocked." Well, that's a natural extension of this sort of logic. If you're going to say...
You said every man. I'm just saying, you didn't specify. Even your dad? Well, if you say yes to it being your dad, it probably explains a lot.
We're not hating men enough.
Yeah.
You're talking about all men. And that includes you too, which is absolutely ridiculous. When it comes to these sorts of posts, these self-deprecating, self-hating posts, I can't think of anything more pathetic.
Yeah.
I think it's incredibly pathetic to either be brainwashed into hating yourself or to pretend to hate yourself for the sake of virtue signaling, especially when it comes to parts of your identity that you were born with. For example, a self-hating man or a self-hating white person.
Like, I'm not going to be someone who ever self-hates on men, right? I think a man, what's the word? Looking out for himself, looking into his mental health, I think that's insanely important, right? As someone who myself is not, it doesn't have the greatest mental health, right? But that's mostly because it kind of runs in the family. I think it's very important to get your mental health checked and probably have those problems dealt with, right? I've always dealt with anxiety towards the latter half of my, once I started getting more towards adulthood, that's when it kind of manifested. But, you know what I'm saying? It's something that was going to happen either way because it runs in the family. But yeah, I think it's important for all the boys out there to really be able to check on themselves and make sure that they're doing okay.
And so on and so forth with related examples. This is really performative and ridiculous. I mean, this is the same energy as those guys in college who LARP as feminists.
Whoa, guys, let's not think about his story. What about her story? Am I right? Ladies, I'm free. YouTube.com/BlueDemonRandom, where I'll be streaming. Come hang out.
Believe in their hearts that it'll increase their chance of getting with women. This is the same thing, just repackaged in the VTubing scene, where this guy's like, hey, ladies out there, I'm not like these other guys. I hate them. So can I get a crumb? Just a small crumb.
I like doing something else where I'll say that I'm worse. Ladies, I'm not like the rest of the men here. I'm worse. You should be careful.
Please, like, this is so
I'm
transparent.
A very sarcastic
Anybody
person.
who's looking at this, who's not desperately simping for someone like this, or is not a misandrist or a self-hating performative man, they see through this crap. Okay, it's actually pathetic. And the quotes, we're looking at this saying performative male. Comments like this were the ones that radicalized an entire generation in the direction opposite to yours. This one's saying he sounds desperate for action. Agree speaking with toxic feminist won't get you laid. Dang, a self-hating man so insecure he has to appeal to low IQ misandrists. Just because you have low self-esteem doesn't mean you should hate those around you. Does your dad count? Saying,
shout out to this person with a Manhattan Cafe profile picture. That's the real question. Does your dad count, brother? Does he? Should look into that. Because it's like, does that mean like anyone in Niji Sanji? Someone find his Niji Sanji, his old Niji Sanji account. Show me anyone that he would have collabed with that's a man. And let's ask how they felt about them.
That as if misandry isn't a daily occurrence on this app, which it very much is. Now, let's move on to...
I agree, because it's like... I think Twitter is such a toxic place, especially if you're... Actually, no, I don't even want to say especially if, because I feel like it's just a toxic place for everybody, right? But, I do want to say that if you're a man on Twitter... you're going to find a lot of people that just, like, hate on you and stuff like that just for being a man, and you dig what I'm saying? It sucks. Not me. I get nothing but, like, anime fan art and then, like, gotcha posts. So mine is just full of 2D women, so I don't know how much better that is, but there it is.
Some recent posts that show his hypocrisy. Only a few months ago, or actually pretty much a month to the day, he said people on this site are getting way too comfy with being unkind.
I'm telling you, that urge is coming back just because he said comfy.
Wow, you know what? You want to know what unkindness looks like? It's right here.
Yeah.
We're not hating men enough. That is unkindness.
I wish he showed this. He showed the what do you call it? The reaction to it.
Of course, a month later, I guess that standard doesn't really hold up anymore. In fact, if you just keyword search men on this guy's account, it is a horror show.
Male VTubers fear suffers because there are men in it? Bro. I think you do like men, but not like you have respect for your fellow man, but I think a different other way.
Just pathetic. The male...
I shouldn't say that, right? That feels like mean towards, like, gay people. Shout out to gay people. We love the gays here.
VTuber sphere suffers because there are men in it. So quit.
There's just so much I want to say to this guy that I know would be wrong to say, because it's just so performative and so soy boy. Like, when he wrote this, he had to put a lot more effort into his keyboard, because he's just that soy and that weak of a man that he couldn't really press his keyboards like that. Like, he kind of one of those people, right? He's one of them.
You're a man. You're saying all men here. You quit.
Yeah.
Make the scene a better place. Go by your own logic. I hate men. Men can be so handsome. I wish they were good people.
Maybe I'm not that wrong.
Why is it so difficult for men to be emotionally available and honest with their feelings gently Why bear that weight?
Bro, I get it. He said no. Like, if he rejected you, I think that's fine. You don't have to take it out on every man. Like, I can't even blame you, because there are definitely men who do the same thing to women. When a woman rejects him, he'll kind of take it out on every woman. Clearly, whatever's happening to you and some other guy is not working out. I think that's fine, bro. Just let it go. It's not the end of the world. You'll find another man. You'll find a nice lad in your ballpark. I think it's worth trying. No,
I get angry whenever women say they don't listen to the opinions of men, because I started not listening to men's opinions first. Manipulative men are the worst people anyway.
Ugh. It got that bad, huh? You could have left. Why didn't you just leave him? You didn't have to stay with him. You know what I'm saying? You could have left. You could reach out to one of your friends, reach out to another person if men aren't really, if that guy was not treating you right. That's all I'm saying.
Live on Twitch, deleting all my socials and crying if you don't come to. You should have followed through on that promise, because it is a
do it, pussy.
Slot factory, okay? There's a reason why you don't feel like you're enough. I'm not trying to be mean here, but when you're self-deprecating, you are hating on your own identity you were born with. Of course you're going to be miserable.
He has a TikTok, doesn't he? He really sounds like one of those guys who's on TikTok. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? One of those performative males on TikTok. I know I'm kind of being mean this react. I'm sick. I'm insanely sick. My head hurts. So I'm like, I have such a short fuse and such a short temper today, because like I feel bad. Chat, my head hurt. I need a buff tomboy to look after me. Preferably one that could carry me. I'm not that heavy. Look at me. Look, I'm built like a twig. All my strength comes from my demonic heritage. Everything else, I'm not strong.
And again, like with the parasocial aspect I brought up, like we're not even getting into the tweets where he's talking about like offing himself and stuff like that. Like this is the type of stuff that riles up these.
Bro, this isn't Tumblr. You feel me? Actually, if he's got like Niji sisters, it might work on Niji sisters, because Niji sisters are like people who aren't what's the word I'm looking for? Haven't grown out of like that Tumblr phase. You feel me?
People. Like it's a very intentional effort to generate an emotional response out of people who feel very invested in what he's doing and what they believe is him as a person, right? But of course, there's one thing I want to point out here, because it happens every
What does this model even look
time.
like?
You look at the account, right?
Yeah.
It has the blue check mark, okay? Now, some people are looking at the posts about hating men. They're like, is this engagement bait? Is this legitimate belief? Or is this virtue signaling to try to impress people that he wants to cater to?
I'm looking up his
I don't know, but there's definitely a mix, in my opinion. And it's always funny. All the virtue signalers, all these people, they always have a blue check mark, which means they're paying Twitter and, as a consequence, Elon Musk to have this badge so they can make money through their tweets. Okay? And this guy has made it very obvious. He said right here, literally,
please make this tweet go viral. I want to see how much Twitter pays. You got 37 impressions. Bro, you don't got motion like that. And that's fine, right? Not having motion is kind of what happens on Twitter. I also don't have motion, bro. I have like 500 followers. Twitter.com/thebluedemon if you want to follow me. But it's like, you don't got to be like this, bro. I don't understand. His model's okay. I don't want to make fun of his model, right? Because he has insane parents, right? Yoshi is such an amazing artist. What does he even do? Just chatting?
Week and a half ago, please make this tweet go viral. I want to see how much Twitter pays. Not that long ago,
I guess
there was a big trend, even in the VTubing scene, where people were being called transphobic for having a Twitter blue badge, because people said Elon Musk, in their eyes, is a transphobe, and if you buy Twitter blue, you're financially supporting a transphobe, therefore you're transphobic yourself. It's just like with J.K. Rowling, okay? People will call you a transphobe for buying her books or buying Hogwarts Legacy because they believe...
Hey, I have Hogwarts Legacy. I didn't buy it, though. It was free on Epic. Chat, I have so many games on Epic Games Launcher. because they were free. I've never played a single one of them, but I have them all because they're free.
Supporting her in any tangible sort of way, even supporting the IP she owns, is somehow going to make you a transphobe. And I see this with all these people who constantly virtue signal about everything. They're always blue check marks. It's almost without fail. But yeah, this guy, I'm glad he left Niji Sanji to pursue his true efforts, and that is to hate on men. And as a very
he left Niji Sanji to act like someone who still works at Niji Sanji. Good job, dude. I'm so glad. I mean, like, here's the thing, right? He has like 90,000 followers on Twitter. He's almost got 100K, right? But I've never heard of this guy, right? Whether he has motion or not, I couldn't really tell you. Now, is that something that really, you know, how do I say this? Is that a huge indicator whether he has motion or not that I've heard about him? Not exactly, right? Because there's a bunch of people who I've never heard of, right? The VTubing space is insanely huge. Like, VTubing is not just a regular category anymore. Or it's not just like a regular category. It's like when you're playing Skyrim, it's one of the beginning races you can choose, and then you choose how you want to play and what other stuff you want to do. That's kind of where VTubing has become. But I've never heard of this guy. I really haven't. I thought this was somebody else who's also like super against white people. That's who I thought this dude was. But I mean, here's the thing, right? I think this guy is very contained to his own like circle of Fujoshis and Niji sisters. So I think it's just leave him be. Who cares, right? Chat, all that really matters, especially I'm talking to the boys here. It's just let these people be, right? Who cares? We have more important things to do. Taking care of yourself, making sure that you're okay, that means more than what these guys are doing, right? And, this kind of makes you want to, don't let it black pill you or anything like that. Right? We could just, chat, we gonna make it. We don't need this guy to make it. We gonna make it ourselves. We don't need him, chat.
Consequence, hate on himself. It's just really obnoxious. There's so much virtue signaling in the VTubing scene, and there's nothing to get out of this. By the way, talking about the engagement bait and the farming ad revenue on Twitter, the ad revenue rates on Twitter are abysmal. This tweet right here probably generated like 15 cents. Like, you have to like literally just be like throwing tweets out 24/7, going viral constantly, just to even make something that's even considered worth your while. But this guy is doing it for pennies on the dollar, just to show how much of a self-hating man he is, to either engagement bait, farm his fan base, or to virtue signal for the worst people you can pretty much find on Twitter, who seal clap at anything that attacks men. It's just pathetic behavior, self-hating,
and the Niji sisters.
Disgusting stuff. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Right, like, I want to talk about this because I know that the girls really talk about men who do this kind of thing, or women who do this kind of thing for the girls, and like hating girls and hating everything and stuff like that, and calling them pick-me's. And I think as a guy, it is really important to highlight pick-me's and people who are just, really not doing anything positive with the platform that they have. Now, I understand the platform that he has, because he probably has, like swamp hags and stuff like that in his fan base, and that's probably why he does it, right? He knows he's going to get engagement. He has a established fan base that's going to, how do you say this? They're going to be like, oh my God, you're so right. And they just agree with him in seal clap, right? Like, I don't know, man. I just say that when guys are pick-me's like this, whatever, bro. Like, it doesn't really bother me, because I see these people as lesser. Sure, like, he's got like a fan base going, but what do I care, right? He's not in my circle. I don't want him in my circle. Whatever, chat. All that really matters is, chat, keep your heads up, and we can just laugh at dudes like this, right? Anyways, chat, that's all I really want to talk about. Chat, let me know, guys. Comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you gamers in the next one. Bye.